Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. For those that are new here, my name is Megan. I'm pretty much talking about everything career, lifestyle, and showing a little bit about what the day in the life of a tech professional is. I've been in the tech space for about 5 years and I've done different roles from business analyst, consultant, project manager, and now product owner. So I've had my fair share of learning what different roles are. And the one question that I get surprisingly is what's the difference between a product manager or somebody who has a product role versus a product, and why did I choose to go in the product path? And honestly, it's a really great question because there's so many different roles in the tech space that you can play, no matter what your industry background is, what you've done professionally. There's a lot of skills that sometimes people are surprised that play into roles like being a business analyst, project manager, or product manager. So I'm going to share some of my personal journey, but also the key differences so we can start this video off with you really understanding the difference between product and project manager, what it means for your career. So let's get started. Okay, so let's break it down real quick. Project management is all about delivering a specific goal within a scope, time, and budget. You're managing timelines, resources, risk, and making sure that the train pretty much runs on time. Now, what is product management? And that's owning the what and why. What we're building, why doesn't matter, how it drives value for the business and for the user. And if you're working on a large project, both are essential, but the mindset and the day-to-day completely different. So for me, when I started my tech career, I came from a very customer service background, from working at places like Planet Fitness, DSW, Friendly's, the restaurant place, if some of you all recall. Little dog wanted to join, so let's have him be a part of the conversation today. As somebody who has a business analyst background, a lot of the times I was owning product and features while also having a lot of communication with the variety of teams, developers, UX designers, functional teams, and a lot of these keywords that I'm going to say are very common in a larger project, in a larger organization or consulting firm, such as like PwC, Deloitte, Accenture, and so forth. So naturally, with being a business analyst, I gravitated towards the strategy and vision side of things. I wanted to be a part of somebody who was defining the problem, understanding more of the user, and shaping the roadmap for which the business or the client was going to be going down and changing essentially their business. And honestly, I just love asking why. Like, why are we even building this? What is the purpose behind this build? What are your goals? Why is what we're building important to your users in 5 years? And what impact is it going to have? And I would say as a business analyst and now product owner, that's the fun part. But what really pulled me in was the mix of creativity and leadership, also impact that you could have. As a product person, I get to talk to the users. I get to work side on side with the designers when they're creating their prototypes, designing solutions, best ideas, and constantly evolving the product. And I say that because many times when you get to work with a product, these are things that you design and these are things that the users are going to be using. So eventually, maybe 6 months down the road, you're going to hear that this product needs an update. So you can continue evolving those things. And as you're designing and making the products right now, you're also constantly thinking about the future state. So you may pop up with some ideas that could be beneficial to the business. And that's how you as a product person get to play a part in the evolution of that product and that feature. So it's not just about completing a project or completing a request. It's about building the right thing and doing it better and better over time. Plus, all the experience that you start to get, you bring that into your future project. You bring the experience of maybe building a call center on a website. You become familiar with text and colors and what appeals most to the user, which is incredibly valuable as you go progressing in your career. Also, if you want to be at the table where product decisions are made, influencing just not the how, but instead you're also focusing and influencing the why and the what's next. Now let's reel it back and let's talk about why project management is an incredible role as well and why it's so necessary. But personally for me, it felt more operational than strategic. If you want to go down the product path and you're curious about it, you get that opportunity within the product space to lead with things like curiosity if you're a natural curious person, to test ideas and see what works and get feedback, what doesn't work, what may be most fitting for the user and your team. And most importantly, you get to grow a product rather than just deliver one. So if you want to go down more of that product path and you're more into execution, organization, then project management might be more for you. If you want to drive vision and own the life of a product to see it evolve and to grow, then product management might be calling you too. So now I want to share with you my personal experience why I decided product versus project management. Now, I will say that I went down that whole path. I had the opportunity to produce an entire technical course for one of my previous employers, and I would own the product, I would own the course, and check in with the instructors and so forth, and push it all the way into where our internal team was using it. And I really thought that that was more of the project management aspect of things. So I decided to enroll in the Google course, which I do highly suggest. It's great skills to be able to know how to operate a project, regardless if you're going into product or project management. Those skills that Google offers are incredibly valuable. And then I decided to take it a step further and sign up to take my PMP course. I went down the trail of studying, buying the project management book that was required, and I went down the path of buying the project management book. So I was prepared. I was in the coffee shop every Saturday, ready to take that step forward. And it wasn't until I got into my first project at my new company where I truly saw what the project manager was doing. She was not involved in the decisions, and she was more of the behind the scenes, making sure that the project was flowing to the stakeholders' liking, and we were meeting deadlines and such like that. And then so I started to understand more of what project management was from her perspective, being able to see that live. And this was the first time that, because we worked in such a big team, there were so many variety of roles there. And this was the first time that I was exposed to the product owner, product management role, and I think I just took such a huge interest in it. I saw the product owner in my first project learning tools like Figma and designing and creating prototypes and showcasing it to the internal developer team and UX team and everybody. That product was being shown to everybody, and that product owner was essentially this decision maker. They were thinking about the user. They were talking to the stakeholder about improvements. What are the pain points that the user is facing now, and how could they improve that? That to me was just a calling. That was the decision making. That was the creativity aspect. That was the talking to different stakeholders and truly being able to focus on one product and pushing it out, and truly designing for the user in mind. So on one random Saturday that I was at the coffee shop, I really took a step back and I kind of just reflected and said, you know what, this is probably not what I want to do now that I truly got to see what project managers do versus product owners. That's when I decided to raise my hand, talk to my boss that time and say, hey, I know I'm a business analyst right now, and we've talked about going into project management, but I don't see myself going that way anymore. I would like to go into product. So fast forward a few months later, now I'm a product owner, business analyst, and I also run our entire team, which is also known as a functional lead. I'll put a little description right here for those that are new to that word. But now I'm essentially creating prototypes from scratch, using tools like Figma, using tools such as Canva and designing, and really getting into more than just the roadmap and the process. Now not just doing things that a business analyst does, like creating roadmaps and process maps. Now I have the opportunity to build products and features. I'll give you an example. And we focus more on retirement. So that means that there's a lot of financial decisions and transactions that go on. For somebody that is 59 and a half or 60 and they're retiring, they're most likely going to want to pull out all of their savings. So there's multiple transactions that we work on, and each transaction launches different flows, which means it takes a user on a journey, and it's very specific to what they want to do, whether that's take out loans, move money over to another account, or change the delivery method in which they're going to be receiving their money. So if you think about the questions that need to be asked to you, if I was to ask what money do you want to take out, where do you want to move it, now that you're retired, where is everything going? There's different processes and steps, and I've had such a cool opportunity to be able to use tools like Figma and design in the CRM platform that we use, Salesforce specifically, the process and the flow in which the agent would be asking the user. So such as for you, if I was to ask you, hey, where do you want to put your money? Do you want to roll it over? And these are just steps and steps that will continue to evolve on top of each other to eventually get you that money. But these are the cool things that you get to do as a product owner. And I think that's where the creativity truly sparks. So that's why I went with product over project. So I hope this video was helpful for you. It's a lot of fun making it and also being able to share the journey. You're going to try different roles in your tech career most likely, and that's totally okay. Have fun with it. Figure out what you like. That's just part of the journey. So that's all for today, and see you all in the next video. Bye.